12 p.m.
Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining the live stream. We're actually going to be talking about hidden gems, AI gems today, appetizers, specifically Metricool. Hey, John, excited for the show?
I'm pretty excited. You know what? You know all the stuff that we have going on, right?
Of course.
I think God is blessing us, brother, because of your deep faith.
I know Shauna loves hearing that. See, Shauna giving thumbs up already. Lots of thumbs up in the chat. Thanks, guys, for joining. If you're actually joining us, so we teach AI here every single day, noontime Eastern, for 45 minutes. We're going to be starting about 13 minutes, and this is just a Hidden Gems episode, just to give you a taste of Metricool, social media productivity app. All right, Johnny, let's go.
Welcome to Season 9 of Airhead Institute, your 45-minute power-up at noon Eastern. This month, we are broadcasting live across all the socials and Zoom. If you're new here, join our free community to grow alongside other curious minds and give your kids a head start by enrolling them in the Airhead after-school program. Here is the weekly lineup. Mondays, we build the future in the AI Agent Academy. Tuesdays, witness the vocal gauntlet in the TTS Showdown. Wednesdays, protect your identity and family in AI Safety 101. Thursdays, we uncover the secret tools in hidden AI gems, appetizers. Fridays, we explore the what-if files in the AI Singularity. We're making AI practical, powerful, and accessible for everyone. No tech background? No problem. Whether you're a student, professional, or lifelong learner, just show up. Guided by your hosts, AI Junior and AI Johnny, we're keeping it bold, brainy, and built for real-world impact. AI won't take your job, but someone who knows how to use AI will. Don't get left behind.
Buckle up, folks. Welcome back to Season 9 finale of Airhead Institute. This is Episode 4 of Hidden AI Gems, and wow, what a wild ride it's been this month. We've whipped up some seriously cool apps, we've cloned voices that sound way too real, and we've hunted down deepfakes that had us second-guessing just about everything. But today we're taking back control. This hidden gem is about to completely transform your social media game. And we're playing guessing games when it comes to when to hit publish. We're talking smart, precise timing that actually works. We'll be showing you Metricool. And speaking of wild obsessions, let me introduce my co-pilot AI Junior. I caught this guy at 4 a.m. building a literal heat map of his cat's zombie schedule with machine learning, just to figure out peak chaos hours. AI Junior, swear to God, please tell me the cat's still alive and not in therapy because of you.
Yeah, Johnny, the data clearly shows peak zombie occurs precisely at 4:13. But welcome everyone, this to the final episode of Hidden AI Gems Appetizers. This is an immersive class, just like if you were dropped into a random country where you don't speak the language. Bienvenidos. You might be confused on day one, but stick around. Before you know it, you'll be speaking fluent AI and ones and zeros. If you're on Zoom, go ahead and unmute and ask your questions. If you're on the socials, there's about a 30-second delay, so we're not ignoring you, so type your questions early. Today, we're wrapping up our final week, as you said, in February with an incredible analytics and scheduling tool. I do want to welcome people in the Zoom chat. Reed, I see you. Thanks for joining. All right, AI Johnny, ready?
Exactly, brother. But before we even touched the software today, we went straight to our large language model of the month, which is none other than Google's Gemini. We consider Gemini our inner circle consultant this month, and I asked our large language model of the month one high-stakes question. What is the single most mind-blowing fact about Metricool right now? What did it say, Junior?
All right. So Gemini actually pulled up Metricool's massive 2026 social media study, which analyzed nearly 40 million posts. It turns out that relying on short form video alone is actually failing. Instagram Reels have dropped by a staggering 35% in the last year, while Facebook reach surprisingly rebounded by 51%. We're going to get to a little bit more in the news you can actually use. Maria, thanks for actually joining. I see you actually. So thanks for joining, guys. Again, this is a live class. If you actually want to be able to ask any questions, you can interrupt at any time. AI Johnny, ready for the wow factor?
Well, before we get to the wow factor, those numbers are a bold claim. Reels are down, and Facebook is back. Fire up the screen and let's see if Gemini is right, and see how it actually works. But before we do, well, no, while we do it, let's take a look at the wow factor, bro.
All right. All right. So let's actually go ahead and kick it off. All right. So first of all, this tool called Metricool, right? I'm going to drop it in the chat so everybody who wants to follow along. So if you're joining us for the first time, this is a hidden gems episode. So on Thursdays, we actually teach about hidden gems that people may not be knowing about, and that actually gives a huge boost in productivity. All right, so today is episode 4, and because we're teaching Metricool, I want everybody to at least understand what the concept is. So if you actually are a content publisher and you're trying to send out messages or content to, Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, it's a lot of work to actually post to multiple places and also figure out when to actually post. So I'm actually sharing my screen now, and you can actually see the summary and impressions dashboard. Now, we didn't want to connect everything because we're just trying out the tool, and this is just a taste episode. So we will go into a deeper dive if the actual audience actually wants to hear more about it, or you guys want to hear more about it. So what you can actually see here, I connected to Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. Instantly, it performed a massive data aggregation, and look at the actual summaries. So it actually shows that I actually have 225. Yeah, Johnny, my screen is okay. Visually, you can actually see.
Yeah. Is my
All right.
screen okay?
Definitely, yeah, Johnny. All right, so
joke.
Definitely. Adrian, thanks for joining. I see you. All right. So if we actually see you, it pulls in Facebook followers relatively quickly. I have 187 Facebook followers, 28 Instagram followers, and if you notice, YouTube is empty because they're still processing data. There's a little panel here that says, I closed it. It actually showed that data will be start flowing in about 2 days. So if you don't see things appearing right away, just give it some time and actually, populate. Now, the thing that is actually pretty good, you get to see a high level of what's going on in all your social media accounts. So you're not hopping in and popping into every single different Facebook account. It pulled in our 126,000 impressions over the past. This looks like it's a month worth of data. So it's actually pretty good at actually seeing a 30,000 view of what's going on. But the real magic is what it does with historical data. And this is where the AI start to kick in. So since my planner calendar is actually pretty empty, and the reason why it's empty is because I just started my account and they don't have that much historical data on me. Hey, Zoom user, thanks for joining. I see you actually in the live chat. And if you're actually watching on live on streaming, again, thank you guys for joining. We're talking about Metricool today. So because we actually just started, the historical data, when I hit on calendar, it doesn't populate with a lot of piece of information because the account is new. Now, because we actually see my historical data, you can see these dark blue hues and lighter blues here. What it's actually doing is actually looking at my historical data, my subscribers, and it's actually pulling in their metadata and trying to actually look historically what's going on. It's looking when my subscribers, specifically my subscribers, are actually active or on these social networks. So it's kind of figuring out with AI when's the best time to actually post. So it takes a second guess out of figuring out when to actually make a post, and it actually tries to do, heuristics based on past data. So this is called predictive analytics. AI Johnny, I'm gonna switch over to their marketing website so you can actually see a better view of it. So this is what it actually looks like managing the planner view. Again, we don't necessarily have the data fully, but this is just an appetizer episode. But you'll be able to manage all your posts and see when things make sense and when you can actually, drop your posts in what specific time frames.
So, so you just click connect, and it
Yep.
instantly built a massive cross-platform dashboard of your past performance without you having to export a single spreadsheet.
You're
So what you're
absolutely
telling
right.
me is that this thing is like a heat map that tracks like weather radar for human attention. I just
Exactly.
drop my video on the darkest color and the system handles the rest. It's
Exactly. So if you
literally it's literally a cheat code for the
ex-
algorithm. You saved several hours in guessing in 3 seconds flat.
Exactly. So if you look at this example, right? If you look at this 10 a.m. on a Sunday, right? It's actually a darker blue. It's much darker than, say, for example, 9 p.m. on a Sunday, right? And it just tells me that more of my viewers will be available if I'd actually drop my content at 10 a.m. on a Sunday, versus a 9 p.m., which, logically makes sense. They probably might be sleeping or getting ready for school or bed, depending on who is ever is actually here. All right, yeah, Johnny. Let's go over to the word of the day for today.
Today's word of the day is predictive analytics. And before I read the definition, so the idea here is if you're not using social media to create a personal brand or to use it to market whatever it is that you're doing, you're giving up on the absolute best marketing platform in the world that costs nothing to use. And what we have here is a tool that uses AI to allow you to basically scale up your social media marketing or your personal branding, by actually telling you what to drop and when to drop it. So, and it does that through a term called predictive analytics. So by definition, it's the use of data, statistical algorithms, and AI machine learning techniques to identify the likelihood of future outcomes based on historical data, something you could never do in your own head or even with spreadsheets, right?
Exactly, exactly. So in this context, predictive analytics is looking at every single time your followers log in, they liked or scrolled in the past year, and they're mathematically forecasting the exact minute they will do it again tomorrow. So it actually stops you from just posting into the void and wondering why my impression numbers are so low. So it's a really great way to actually see it. Rita's actually asking a question in the chat. I'm going to bring it up on the screen so people can actually see. So is it an affiliate link for affiliate marketing? No, Rita. So this is not actually for affiliate marketing. This is only just to be able to see high level how you're doing across all your social media accounts instead of using the tool that YouTube gives you to be able to see how it actually works and be able to see any type of those things differently. So, if you were to go to Facebook has its own analytics platform. If you were to go to, another platform, it's very different. So the point is you don't have to hop around with different platforms to try to get the analytics and data that you need. It's just a consolidated view in one place. And for affiliate links or affiliate marketing, it's that's something else. Thanks, Jillian, for joining. I actually see you here. Abul, thanks for joining us. See you in the class as well. All right, yeah, Johnny.
Hey,
So
before we get into the killer features, I just want to say that you and I collectively have dropped over the last 6 months hundreds of videos on multiple social media outlets, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and so on. The only contributing factor that I have ever used to post a video is it done? And when it's done, I post it. So this is going to be a lifesaver because I'm always watching the analytics to see how well it got hit. And I could never understand why a video that I thought should get the same amount of hits or more than one I posted last week. But I don't know when I posted it. And I guess when you post it has a lot to do with how many people are going to actually view it, right? I
yeah,
don't know
absolutely.
about I don't know what's going on behind the scenes at Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, what their algorithms are, but AI knows when people are surfing. And so if I drop it right before they get there, it's like leading the batter. You throw the pitch to where the runner's going to be, not to where he is right now. Anyway,
Exactly.
that's just my metaphor.
Yep.
Anyway, this is so cool. Let's get into the killer's features.
You're so right, yeah, John. I want to acknowledge also Zoom user for actually joining. Thanks, Zoom users, for joining. I see Shauna actually has a comment in the chat. So she said, "This is great news. Thanks for sharing." You're welcome, Shauna. And so if we actually go over to the killer features, as you mentioned, so yeah, Johnny, let's actually talk about what are the killer features. So the first thing that's actually really, really important is when you're doing something that is so across multiple social media networks, the tools that you use can either make you frustrated or can actually make you super productive. Now, if you've actually done any content creation, if you go to Facebook, it has its own metrics and a dashboard. If you go over to YouTube, it has its own. If you go over to Instagram, if you go over to TikTok, if you go over to Twitter, it's just too much. So what happens is the killer feature that we actually see here is the actual being able to have a centralized dashboard. So be able to manage up to 50 brands across your platforms like TikTok, X, or Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, all in one unified space is actually the number one killer feature here. Devon, thanks for joining. I see you in the room. Um, yeah, Johnny. I just think the centralized dashboard is just an amazing feature. Now, if you're joining for the first time, we're reviewing the social media tool. This is just a hidden gems episode. We're going high level. We're not going to go deep on the actual teaching here, but we want to explore and teach everyone about this hidden gem that people may not be knowing about. So again, the website is Metricool. So I'll drop it in the chat for those who have joined late, so we can actually go, so you guys can follow along at home. All right, yeah,
Hey,
Johnny.
I want to talk about the next killer feature, competitor snooping,
Mm-hmm.
where you can track up to 100 competitors. You get to see their engagement rates and follow their growth to reverse engineer their success. What caught me about that is the whole idea of reverse engineering. I would not be surprised if in the next 7 days we find an applied AI article that uses Metricool as the AI power up. For those of you that don't know what that means, is every day we look at existing business blueprints in the world. One of those blueprints is how do you get more people to view the videos that you're posting to grow your business or grow your personal brand. What we do is we take a look at what human beings are doing, we reverse engineer it into its most basic blueprint. Then we take AI and have it inspect the blueprint and step by step look at every single step on that blueprint and power it up using AI to make it better, faster, and cheaper. And then we come up with a new blueprint. My guess is that anytime I'm doing anything with videos, if I'm trying to AI power it up, I'm going to be directing them to Metricool or some other platform that does the same thing. But this is the first one that I've seen, so I'm all in on Metricool. And that's competitor snooping because it does reverse engineering, which is exactly something that really is a buzzword for me. Back to you,
Yeah.
JR.
Yeah, and the thing I want to talk to people, because people don't realize the power of this. So what happens is, because Metricool is actually taking my content, right? So let's say, for example, our content itself is AI education. Now, there may be another place that actually is doing AI education out there, and because if they're also on Metricool, they now can actually look at my competitors or our competitors' AI Johnny data and actually see how well they're doing and actually reverse engineer their success, just like you were talking about AI Johnny, and actually give us recommendations how we can actually do better. So we haven't been able to evaluate those specific features, but I think that's a killer feature as well to actually highlight. Thanks, guys, for actually joining. If you're joining us for the first time, just go ahead and ask your comment chat, and it's an immersive class. So go ahead and ask any questions you want, so that we can actually go ahead and field whatever's on your mind with regarding to Metricool and social media today. The next thing we want to talk about, the next killer feature is AI writing assistant. So it has a fully built-in AI model where you just give it a simple prompt and it generates your captions and your text. So if you're actually trying to post something and you just want to keep engagement going, it actually has an AI feature in there where you can actually just say, hey, write me something in my same style. It knows what you've posted in the past few weeks, past few months. It knows the campaigns that you're on. And then just click a button, have the ability to have the AI help you with some post, and then be able to generate that post for you and even schedule it onto multiple social networks. So I think that's another killer feature. The next one is.
So what is that, brother? Is that captioning on the fly? I mean, I can do that in Grok or Gemini too, right? But because I'm posting videos using this tool as my cross-platform video generator, it will grab captions on the fly, so I'm not jumping back and forth between multiple LLMs. Correct?
Exactly. Don't need to use something like CapCut or Canva to try to pull in those captions after doing anything post. It actually does everything in one tool. Um, the smart links. So this one's actually kind of new to people, right? If you actually have multiple clickable link in bio page, most people actually have this link in bio, whatever tool they actually use for link in bio. They want to have it for custom branding. So what they do is they actually pull in all of those links for you and make it very simple so you don't have to be managing links in bio pages on multiple socials. So if you know exactly what that means, this is probably a huge benefit for you. If you don't know what that means, don't even worry about it. And the last thing is the generous pricing. We're going to go into the pricing later on so you guys can actually understand what it costs. But just to let you know, there's many different tiers. Again, free all the way up to, $53 per month. But we'll get into the pricing later. Yeah, Johnny, let's talk about the cons because there are definitely some cons, right?
Yep. So, well, I mean, every time you look at a new tool, it shows you all the cool stuff up front, but there's always something that's just not quite polished up right yet. So let's take a look at those. Clunky user interface. Many users complain that the interface feels a bit outdated and navigating the content cues can be confusing. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, so again, this is just a taste. Dutch, thanks for joining. I actually see you in the chat. If when because we just did a quick just a hidden gem. We're not doing a deep dive again here on our Thursday show. It did look a little bit clunky. I had a little bit tough time trying to navigate, and they are trying to improve because I did notice there was some times where some of the user interface was a little bit prettier than the other places. So I think they're actually making waves and trying to improve their user interface. So I won't knock them too hard on the clunky UI, but if you see something looking a little weird, give them patience. They'll probably get it right in the next few releases.
So here's a big one for you, brother. There's no video creation. What that means is that this is not a video editing tool, right? It's not like Canva. There's no native video editing, no templates, no motion graphics here. You have to bring your finished assets, which doesn't seem at first blush like it's a big problem, but it could be because what could happen is you could have a Canva or a CapCut add their functionality to theirs, and now you're not using two different tools, you're using one. So
Yeah,
the no video correction, which doesn't bug me at first blush because I haven't seen this cool posting and analytics and being able to reverse engineer your competitors. But at some point, I'm going to want all my video stuff in as few tools as possible. One would
yep.
be ideal.
Definitely. Guys, I see you guys on the live stream. Thanks for joining. If you're joining us for the first time, we are definitely talking about Metricool. I'll post it in the chat so you guys can actually follow along at home. All right, yeah, Johnny. So, what is the other thing that is actually, even though their pricing is actually relatively cheap, they have a free tier, which we're going to get into a little bit later. Something a little bit hidden that, once you actually get in, the low price itself is the first trick that they get into, but they're going to show you the amazing
The old
things
bait and
like
switch, right?
it's the bait
Their
and
add-ons are
switch.
expensive, right? Hashtag tracker add-on is $10 a day for Instagram and Twitter. That's expensive.
Yeah. So
I'm paying zero a month for the main engine. All right, so hashtag tracker is out for us,
yeah.
and then
So yeah,
go ahead.
so one of the things that consumers hate, and I want to make sure that depending on your perspective on this, right? Consumers don't like to be tricked in terms of, oh, you know what, the actual thing costs, it's free or it's $9, it's nine, what was their price? Yeah, $20 a
20
month.
bucks if you're paying, it's free if
Yep.
you're not.
Yep. And then you go in and you want to use a feature and then you're like, oh, you hit a paywall and you're like, oh, it's $10 a day. And it's like $10 a day is actually really expensive. So I didn't like that they did that. So again, tell me the price up front and let me actually make that choice if I want to actually go sign up for your tool, migrate all my data, and then don't hit me with a paywall at $10 a day later. I think that's a little bit too high. Speaking of paywalls, yeah, Johnny, what is the other next big one?
Well, just the paywall access. A team member can't get access without hitting a paywall. So it's
Yeah.
like buying a Ferrari, and then you got to pay a lot extra just to get the keys.
Yeah, exactly. So,
2026 thing.
yeah, so they're definitely trying to attract the people who can see like, oh, you know what, $20 a month is not that bad. They get in, and then as they need features, they just keep racking up price. So this may get expensive really fast if you actually try to scale and try to get out to maybe an enterprise. Now, speaking of pricing, let's actually switch over to the pricing ladder. So again, this is just a appetizer episode. We're only just giving you a taste of the actual tool. If you guys want to learn more about this tool, let us know in the actual community chat or inside airheadinstitute.ai and tell us. We'll actually go deeper into Metricool, show you guys how to actually set up the account, go in how to actually make a post. So let us know if you actually want us to do a deep dive on this. All right, yeah, Johnny. So let's talk about the pricing. So the best price is
The Dabbler.
exactly.
It's the price that I love to pay. Zero.
Yep.
Manage one brand, schedule 50 posts a month, and track 5 competitors. But you cannot connect LinkedIn or X on the free plan.
Yeah,
What does that mean?
that's a little sad. So again, here there are feature gating certain products. So if you think that, hey, you can manage all your social media networks, the answer is no. You can't actually manage LinkedIn and Twitter on the free plan. It's actually a part of the paid tier. So I'm going to guess they're thinking that LinkedIn is a professional network. So I think they're thinking here is that because it's a professional network, you can afford paying the extra to go to the $20 plan. So I'm guessing that's what they're thinking is. The next one is the starter
Side
plan.
hustler?
Yep. Yeah. Tell us about the side hustle, AI Johnny.
So for that one, you're paying 18 bucks a month, which means they're probably going to give you something that's quite useful. It's billed annually. You get up to 5 brands, 2,000 posts a month, which is more like something we would do. Unlimited analytics history and full LinkedIn connection. This is if you can afford it, it's the sweet spot. But remember, it's not costing you 18 bucks. It's costing you 18 bucks times 12, just to stick your toe in the water at
Yeah.
2,000 posts per month.
Yep. And it looks like they actually even updated their prices. So this one I was actually seeing, they have the annual and the monthly. It's actually $25. So, I want to make us at least, because we want to give an honest review here and want to give the real numbers. So when we actually click on, be careful of these annual versus monthly, right? Most people will actually default it to the annual price and have to pay upfront the actual complete. So what we're going to do is here, we're going to show the monthly price, and the actual price is actually $25 per month, and then the advance is $67 per month. So guys, just remember to toggle that button to see the annual and monthly. And we do not recommend here at Airhead Institute signing up for an annual plan if you haven't tried it at least for a month or so. So pay that little extra $5 per month, see what you're actually getting, and then if you're happy with the service, go ahead and hit up with the annual plan if you want to save on the monthly.
That's worth repeating. So people, almost every software I've seen that it's an AI tool, it has a monthly plan, it has an annual plan. The annual plan has huge savings, but not up front. So the annual plan, you got to pay times 12. So they'll knock off, in this case, 24% per month times 12 because you got to buy for 12 months. If after 2 months you decide I'm not using it, it's a great program, but I'm just not using it, or I don't like it, or the interface doesn't work for me, or I found something better, too bad. You've already paid for the whole year. So you're using it for a year. So the workaround is buy it for 1 month, maybe 2, pay the extra $7 a month. And then if you find that you're using it, then go back, re-sign up for the annual plan and get the savings. That's definitely worth repeating because in truth, what they're doing is no surprise. Nobody's going to try any tool unless they can try it for free, right? So nobody's going to just pay up to try something, right? That's part of the sales call. So that's why they give you the free tier, and then they tell you as soon as you use the free tier, they let you do something, but you're almost immediately going to hit a paywall. Right? Oh, you need to add a second team member. Oh, you've already used up your credits. There's always some paywall that's going to hit. But at least you've had an opportunity to mosey around the interface and see how it is. So what they're doing is the same as what all the large language models are doing, all the image makers, the video makers. They all give you some free plan, and then you hit that wall almost immediately, and it's like pay up. So make sure you like the program before you switch over. But if you think about what you're buying here, if somebody came to me, a human being, and said, I will make sure to study all of your competitors and what their things are, and I'll take all of your videos and I'll post them in the appropriate social media things at exactly the right time I would pay I would pay a hell of a lot more than $25 a month, right? An employee is going to want $100 a day.
Yep, you're so right. All right, so because this is an interactive class, we want to make sure that we give people always the opportunity. So if you're joining us for the first time, go ahead and ask your questions in the chat or I see Shauna actually throwing up thumbs up emojis. But if you want to ask a question and interrupt at any time, please don't feel afraid to actually jump in. All right, so
Yeah.
let's oh
Um,
oh Devon, go
well,
ahead.
I
Thank
just
you.
want to say thanks for pointing that out in terms of the pricing and stuff like that, because there are times when you're on certain platforms and purchasing certain stuff, and we don't really look in depth to say, oh, I'm not paying $10 for the year. I'm actually paying $10 a month. So that's a big eye opener, and I do appreciate that. All right. Yeah.
Of course. Thanks, Devon. No problem. No problem. I appreciate it. Does anybody have any other questions before we actually jump into the advanced tech specs for the techies I have in the actual class?
I have a question. This is
Sure. Go ahead,
Jillian.
Jillian. Hey, Jillian.
So this program would be good for somebody that's doing something like if they have like a travel business or something where they want to post advertisement like on Facebook or Instagram and stuff like that, right? Without having
Yeah.
to have an actual person having their actual passwords so they can set this up to advertise for them if they wanted to.
Yeah, so let's get into a little bit more of the use case. So let's say, for example, you're a content creator. Typically, if you have a personal Facebook account or if you have a personal YouTube account or a personal TikTok account, you can hit that little plus button there and go ahead and just upload a video or upload a piece of content and you share it with your friends. Now, in the world of that we live in now, we have multiple social networks. So we have so many social networks that we can't even keep up. So sometimes people either dedicate their time to only one platform or they're spread too thin on multiple platforms. So, being able to post on one platform, then copy and paste on another platform, it just gets repetitive. So a tool like Metricool allows you to be able to post one time, and Metricool handles the disbursement of those pieces of content onto each of the platforms at one time. So the first benefit is, as a consumer, you don't have to multiply the same effort to post onto multiple platforms every single time. That's the first benefit. The second benefit is the one that you actually mentioned, Juliana, and thanks for that question, is when I am an agency or I'm managing a business or I'm managing a business brand or whatever, I usually want to get content out in a regular cadence, a regular pattern. So because we actually want to get content out, you can go ahead and schedule your content for every morning at, say, for example, 10 o'clock. They want to get the news or they want to get lunchtime hour or they want to get something at night before they go to bed. So you actually can schedule that, and it can be an ad if you want. It can be any kind of content because it doesn't discriminate what type of content goes out to each platform. Jillian, hopefully that answered the question.
Make no mistake about it, Jillian. The idea of branding your business or your company or even yourself, that is not restricted just to the travel business, but no mistake about it, the travel business needs it too. The idea is that branding is the idea of, like, Coca-Cola has good branding because you see the logo over and over and over again. Billboards are branding, radio advertising is branding, television commercials are branding. But in 2026, the best way to brand yourself is through video posting on social media networks, because more people are looking at social media for more hours of the day than they are listening to their car radio or watching TV anymore. So this is, in 2026, if you want to brand anything, you've got to use these tools. The challenge is you got to learn how to do it. It's not just a matter of taking your phone and recording a video. It's recording the video, knowing how to best edit the video, knowing how to add a thumbnail to the video, knowing how to make it clickbait, knowing where to push it out, knowing when to push it out. And tools like Metricool can help you quite a bit. There's still going to be a learning curve. You're not going to do it right the first time. You're going to do it right the 50th time. But Metricool is going to significantly reduce your timeline to get that done. Did I say
Exactly.
that right?
Yep, exactly. Jillian, we see your comment in the thing. Thank you. You answered the question. You're welcome, Juliana. All right, so for those who's joining for the first time, we're actually just going to be posting the link in the chat. Actually, I posted ignore that, guys. That was actually just a typo on my part. So the link is metricool.com if you actually want to play around, and you can sign up for a free account and actually try to pull in your social media accounts and get there. Now, for my tech folks, AI Johnny, let's set that up for everyone.
Okay, this is the part of the show where we get into the stuff that not everybody's going to understand, including yours truly sometimes. So plug your ears if you don't care about API keys or Python scripts. Junior, what is under the hood? What advanced and really technical things are possible that I should know about?
All right. So, for those joining for the first time, this is an immersive class. So, what happens is we start with the basics. We actually get progressively difficult, and then we get a little bit of technical. Now, this is a segment where we actually get technical for the technical folks on the call. So, I do see we actually have a couple of software engineers on the call. We actually have another person who is actually at another tech level. So, I see you, Adrian, Abdul, and Devon out there. So, thank you guys for joining. I actually see also Maria. Let me give Maria the shout out for being the technical one also on the call. So this section is for you guys. If for the rest of you guys, if you don't understand, please, you'll pick up things every single day by joining the class. So API keys. So the first thing is it allows you to be able to have access programmatically. And because you have access programmatically, the world opens up to you now. When instead of going to a web browser and typing in your content and scheduling it out, you can now actually have API access to these features like posting. So you can actually pull data in with your Python scripts or with your JavaScript scripts, or if you're whatever itself, your cron jobs, pull those in and then actually schedule them programmatically. So I think it's a huge thing. If you're actually familiar with Zapier or Make, you can actually use automated pipelines to be able to scrape or gather your content and schedule them out based on when you want to actually do them. The next thing that actually is pretty cool is they have a Looker Studio connector. So instead of relying on standard PDF reports, that you can actually pipe your raw data into Google Looker Studio. This allows for massive data bleeding so that you can actually cross-reference social data with your sales database in real time and be able to see, did this piece of content that I actually pushed out, is it actually affecting my marketing campaign? Did it affect my bottom line in terms of revenue, right? There's another thing that it actually does really well is JavaScript tagging. So you can actually inject JavaScript tags directly into the website header via Google Tag Manager. So this bridges the gap between social links and actual web conversation, bypassing the traditional UTM parameters that you put at the end of URLs. I see, and then the last one is dynamic inference. So the heat map isn't static. It's actually a continuous inference, which uses AI inference. So when it actually queries the actual AI, that's called inference, to constantly update the best time to post based on your audience shifting habits. So meaning that the output is always adjusting in real time to your actual user's behavior. All right, guys. Hopefully, you guys didn't fall asleep on this advanced tech portion of the actual show. I promise you guys, if you guys didn't understand, you guys will pick up things every single day. Great job. So, yeah, Johnny, what are the takeaways? And guys, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to drop them in the comment or unmute your mic or raise your hand in the Zoom chat. And again, if you're on live stream, there's about a 30-second delay. So we're not ignoring you. Just go ahead and ask the question and we'll eventually bring it in. Oh, Abdul's actually asking what's an API. I love that. Application Programming Interface. So that's actually, I know Abdul's actually trolling me right now. but yeah, thanks Abdul for that. It's just a way how application I can actually interact with another system. All right, AI Johnny, let's talk
Every
about
single day
takeaways.
go ahead. Every single day we not only cover what new tools or what new resources are being discussed, but we also try to apply it to the real world. So our takeaways and application is how you can take and use this stuff for your own whatever you're working on. So 3 creative ways that you can use this today. One is if you ever suffer from writer's block, by using the AI assistant to write tailored captions on every platform at once. So we talked about what that is, but it also saves you time because have you ever sat at the screen and you know you want to write something, but you can't think what to write, or you think of 5 things and you can't pick which one you're going to do? The AI assistant will help you with that. The one I love best is you can spy on a competitor's top performing post format and recreate their strategy. So if a competitor is starting to get the edge, they're not going to hold the edge for long. You can use this tool to mimic and recreate what they're doing, use AI to AI power it up and beat them at their own game. And finally, Metricool has a thing called the heat map. So we use the heat map to launch a product or a major announcement exactly when your audience is looking at their phones. So it comes out and it shows up. They're not looking at their phone. It shows up for a bunch of people, but they're not your clients and they miss it. When they come up, it's already scrolled by. So those are some creative ways, but there's also technical ways that you can take this out into the real world. Junior, why don't we cover the technical ways?
Yeah, AI Johnny, I love those features. I do especially want to explore the competitors, recreating that. So that actually might be something we may take a little bit deep dive on. Understanding what your competitors are doing is a really great way to understand your market. All right, so on the technical side, for my technical folks, so you can automate client reporting using APIs and integrations for your own dashboard. So if your business is actually a photo studio, or you're actually creating, things like, cakes or whatever it is, and you want to send pictures out, you can actually tie it with your APIs to be able to integrate that with your point of sale systems and see exactly how your social media is actually affecting your sales. You can set up webhooks automatically to alert your sales team, whether they're on Slack or promotional posts that can actually go live with their timing for their campaigns. So you don't have to actually wait or poll every single day at the same exact time. You can also manage all your Facebook, Google, TikTok ad campaigns from the unified ad dashboard with the actual tool. So it's actually quite amazing. Let me check. I see Abdul actually, definitely. Thank you, Abdul. Quite powerful. You're absolutely right, Abdul. All right. We actually are now at the Q&A section of our show. Does anybody have any questions? We're going to go to first the Zoom chat because those are live. And if you're in the live stream, go ahead and ask your question. The AI Johnny will queue them up. But does anybody in the Zoom chat want to be able to ask a question? Either ask your question in the chat or unmute yourself and just go ahead and jump in. Does anybody have any questions?
I've got some questions from the streamers.
All right, go ahead, AI Johnny.
Got a question from a social butterfly 67. Wait, 67. Do I need to leave the computer on and the browser open for Metricool to post?
I don't know if that 6-7 meme is ever going to die. Yeah, Johnny. For some reason, every time 6-7 shows up, it just there. So I don't know if that's actually purposeful or not. But we actually definitely recognize the question. So no, the thing is, this is and again, getting a little technical here, but I want people to understand because we are teaching everything. So this is actually a server side running application. So it's not running in the browser client side. And I know it could be frustrating if you're actually ever on your phone and you're making a post and you're actually on Facebook and you said, hey, you know what, I want to go over to another app, and you switch over, you come back, then the phone actually destroys your actual app because actually your post, because your app got either timed out or whatever, and it can be really frustrating. So no, you do not have to have your app running constantly for this to work. Once you make the post, it will actually schedule it behind the scenes and it will send it out for you based on your timing. All right, yeah, Johnny. Any other questions?
Question.
Yep.
Yeah, I got one from Data Nerd X. Wants to know, does it support data blending across different brands if I manage multiple clients?
Yeah, so this is going into the agency features. So agencies is really, really a high-end feature. I did look; they actually did provide it in the much, much higher tier. I think it's called the enterprise tier. Let me double check. It's on the it is there. Is just on the highest tier. So you may have to pay like $50 or so to actually get to get that feature. So yes, it is available. I'm just trying to quickly actually go seeing. Yeah, it's on the highest tier. So yes, they do have it. Anything else, yeah, Johnny?
I've got a wishful thinking question from Futurecast. Will social algorithms eventually stop caring about posting times entirely?
All right, great question. So I think 2026 algorithms are gonna favor quality over chronologically. So people actually say, the initial velocity or the time at which you actually post. So I think machine learning algorithms will actually look for early engagement spikes in the first hour and decide whether to like push it out to a broader audience. So we're actually seeing this right now on YouTube. We're seeing it on Reels, on Facebook. So anytime you push content out, you'll see a huge spike initially, and then eventually your content just dies. So I think we're getting to that phase where it does a nice test, a trial, and eventually just kills the content. If it doesn't actually do it, I think all that's been done algorithmically. So yeah.
Well, dude, wait a minute. If you have a great video that is naturally has viral components to it, and you push it out, it's going to get more than a video that does not have viral components. But if you push it out at a time when all of your surfers are there, it's going to get more than if you push it out during a time when there's not a lot of traffic online. So both the time of day and the quality of the video will directly affect whether or not it gets that initial surge. So why not create great videos and push them out using Metricool at exactly the right time so you get a double surge at the start?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I do definitely agree with you. The times at which it posts is probably not going to matter as much because the algorithm are going to eventually figure it out anyway. So I think those days are coming. All right, yeah, Johnny. Does anybody have any questions on the Zoom chat before we actually go switch over to news you can use? All right. Yeah, Johnny, talk to us about the news. Oh, wait, Devon is
Take a look at the
actually.
news. I did notice this news is like hot off the press, and I did notice that you've built a pretty decent graphic for news that didn't exist like a few hours ago. Kudos on that. Metricool just released their 2026 social media study showing that Instagram Reels reach has dropped by 35% year over year, signaling a massive algorithm shift away from short-term saturation.
Yeah. So
Anything to say about that?
let's hit on this a little bit because I want people to actually understand what this means. So we thought that when TikTok made a huge release with their, endless scrolling short videos, I'll figure it out. We thought that this was the future. This data is actually showing that Instagram Reels itself, which is a copy of TikTok's, version, is actually down 35%. Now, we don't know the reason specifically why it's happening, but we recognize that Reels maybe are they're getting, people are getting inundated with them and they're just killing them. So people are swiping away within like 1 or 2 seconds. So we need to actually watch this metric. And if you're seeing your content get killed and it's not going anywhere, don't think you're alone. 35% are practically getting killed right now. All right,
In
yeah,
the
Jenny.
same study, Facebook had a massive resurgence with reaches increasing by 51%. I know we talked about this earlier, so don't count Facebook out. And finally, this is breaking news. The industry experts forecast that AI in 2026 is moving heavily toward predictive analytics, meaning tools will soon tell exactly how well a post is going to perform before you even hit publish, effectively killing the whole trial and error era, which you and I are in right now. That's pretty
Exactly.
interesting.
Exactly, guys. So remember, large language models are a predictive model, right? So it actually is predicting the next token. Now, because it's a predictive model, it's naturally going to be able to start predicting future behavior. And Abdul's actually saying the Minority Report future is here. Haha. You're so right, Abdul. All right, AI Johnny. Let us wrap up. We're actually at time. So
I'll read fast. Right after the show, I'm going to hook up my own accounts and finally see when my 2M posts are flopping. And hey, to the team at Metricool, we know you're watching. Our students are hungry to master this. If you want to partner with Airhead to create the ultimate Mastering Metricool series, you know where we are. Since this is our season 9 finale for our Thursday Hidden Gem series, thank you to everyone who hung out with us all month. Don't forget, tomorrow is Friday, and we're diving into our grand finale on AI Singularity, merging with machines. It's going to be wild. Junior, take us out.
all right, thanks AI Johnny. So just a reminder, these classes are absolutely free live Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern on Zoom and live stream. RSVP for a free account on your calendars to get reminder at www.airheadinstitute.ai and support us by becoming a pro member. And hey, if you want to see older episodes for the season, just go ahead and sign up for an account. We also have AI office hours to get help every Wednesdays between 3 and 5 p.m. Eastern time. And then you'll be able to learn exactly how to actually do the AI stuff. All right, catch you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.
That wraps up today's AI Power Up. If you joined late or you're new here, welcome to Airhead Institute. This is your daily destination for mastering artificial intelligence. We designed this lineup for everyone, whether you're a technical pro looking to upskill or you just want to chill and learn something new on your lunch break, we've got you covered. Our classes evolve every single month, so you're always on the cutting edge. And the best part? It's totally free to join. Once you're in, you can get live tips on your AI projects in our AI office hours and even enroll your kids in our Airhead after-school program. Scan the QR code to join the community right now and make sure to like and subscribe at Airhead Institute on all socials. Guided by your hosts AI Junior and AI Johnny, we're here to help you win. Remember, AI won't take your job, but someone who knows how to use AI will. Don't get left behind. We'll see you next class. Bring a friend.